Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Top 3 close calls with death. Number 3. A young man minding his own business has no time to think when concrete falls from the roof. Without his super quick reaction, he would have surely been squished like a bug. Number 2. While on an African safari ride, the driver gets too close for comfort to an elephant, and a chase ensues. Luckily, moments after the video stops, the elephant gets tired and stops its chase. Number 1. A jet pilot knows well in advance his landing gear has malfunctioned. While going in for the landing, he lowers it as slow and low as possible. But the jet still catches fire from sparks flying everywhere. Somehow, when all was said and done, nobody was even hurt, and the worst was just a pretty big insurance claim. The loneliest man on earth. Very little is known about this man. He is classified as uncontacted, meaning no outside has ever spoken to him. He is believed to be the only survivor after a group of 6 was attacked by farmers in 1995. His tribe was never named, and it's not known what language they used. For years, the Brazilian media dubbed him as Man of the Hole because he leaves behind deep ditches, presumably to trap animals or even to hide. In the past, he's also abandoned straw huts and handmade tools such as resin torches and arrows. Today, farmers and illegal loggers still want this protected land. He's in danger because the moment he's taken out, the land is no longer protected. But contacting him could result in an attack. But even if he was peaceful, he would most likely die from commonly treated diseases his immune system would be compromised from. He's now in his 50s, and thanks to being protected, he will stay uncontacted until his passing. The last of an unknown people, still living in a stone age with no idea what's going on out here, and probably never will. Missing persons. January 27th, 1959, 7 men and 2 women left for a hiking trip to the Ural Mountains in Russia, going on a 14-day hike up the Ototen Mountain on a 190-mile trip. Somehow, this fairly normal trip of all expert hikers never made it. But after a month of no contact from the hikers, the family sent out search parties. On February 26th, the group was found. But things took a turn for the paranormal. The tents were badly damaged, and all possessions were still in them, including their shoes. And even weirder, the cuts came from the inside. In the nearby woods, where 2 of their bodies were found, they were only in underwear. And where the others were found a few days later, the internal damage was so bad, it looked like they were in a high-speed crash. And somehow, the outside of their bodies had no wounds. And for some explainable reason, their clothes were highly radioactive. What do you think? Can this all be explained away? Or is something oddly paranormal going on here? Top 5 scary facts to keep you up at night. Number 5. You have the highest chance of being murdered by someone you know rather than a stranger. Number 4. Pill bugs / roly-polies aren't actually bugs. They're technically crustaceans, like tiny land lobsters. Number 3. There's estimated to be around 25 to 50 serial killers active at all times in the United States. Number 2. As you die, your last sense to go was actually your hearing, so luckily you'll be able to hear yourself die. Number 1. People who get less than 6 hours sleep at night have an increased chance to die prematurely, and in rare cases, people have been known to die just from insomnia alone. Do what you will with those facts. Goodbye. Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Top 3 most painful torture methods. Number 3. The heretic's fork. The heretic's fork was a torture method made up by the Catholic priest, utilized for anyone who had the guts to speak out or not agree with their religion. Their victims' hands were tied behind their backs, while sharp forks impaled from their chin to their chest. They were forced to look up to God while it was almost impossible to speak. Number 2. Kneel hauling. During the 18th century, rival pirates, unwilling to share their wealth, would be thrown overboard and strapped to the boat. Sharp barnacles would shred their skin apart, while blood attracted hungry sharks below. I'm sure you know what happens. Number 1. Flaying. Also known as being skinned alive. In biblical times, a knife would slice the victim from wrist to wrist and down the chest, leaving muscles and organs exposed. It was said to feel like burning lava. They were so accurate with each cut, the victim could be kept alive in agonizing pain for anywhere from 3 to 5 days. The first joke ever. The oldest joke ever recorded was made in 1900 BC and was found on a Sumerian cuneiform and went as follows. Something which has never occurred since time immemorial. A young woman did not fart on her husband's lap. So as it turns out, the oldest joke ever is actually a fart joke. But what about the second joke, which is made in 1500 BC? It goes as follows. How do you entertain a pharaoh? You tell a boat of young women dressed only in fishnets down the Nile River and urge the pharaoh to catch a fish. What about the third oldest joke ever? Someone has to have some class. Well, this was made by the ingenious Babylonians. They had a joke that goes as follows. Of your mother is it by the one who has intercourse with her? Who is it? Yeah, so the third joke ever was actually a yo mama joke. Who would have known? Top 3 eerie photos most people have never seen. Number 3. Blind Pioneer. Photo taken by Antonis Sutski in Lithuania in 1962. The photo was taken in an orphanage for blind children, and Pioneer is a reference to the organization for children operated by the Communist Party. Number 2. Operation Eagle Claw. Here is a suspected Viet Cong guerrilla captured and about to be taken into a torture camp. These are his last moments with his child, taken in Bang San, February 17, 1966. Number 1. Yoko Diary. A young Japanese girl who lived in Hiroshima during World War II. She kept a diary starting in April 1945. Her last entry was made on August 5, 1945, the day before she was killed in the atomic bombing of the city. She was only 13, and since her diary has been published many times in many languages. Top 3 mysterious animals. Number 3. The buffalo leech. This unusually sized leech are sometimes kept as pets, and within 2 to 3 months, they can grow to the size of an arm. Buffalo leeches are a taboo pet to say the least. Number 2. Long-wattled umbrella bird, found in Central and South America. This one-of-a-kind tropical bird has a pretty standout feature. Weirdly enough, this bird isn't good at flying, and usually sticks to gliding. Either way, this guy is pretty cool. Number 1. The maned wolf. The daddy long-leg of wolves. Well, actually, this animal is neither a wolf or a fox, but they do stand at 3 foot tall and 55 pounds. He looks a little silly, but is pretty nice and sometimes shy, which leads this animal to be nocturnal. Why is 420 a thing? Today is April 20th, but known around the world by skaters, misfits, and Snoop Dogg as 420. But where did this street holiday come from? Everyone celebrating right now is probably too high to know, so let me just tell you. There were 5 teens who called themselves the Waldos, that being because they would hang out at a wall at their school, Lewis Wall. Anyways, they chilled there every day and abused their devil's lettuce. They would always meet up at Lewis Wall at 420 after school. So, their code in secret would always be 420 Lewis. One of the Waldos' dads happened to know the Grateful Dead, who was a popular band at the time. The Waldos ended up becoming friends with the band's bass player. They used their 420 code around the band so much the band started to use it. Once the Grateful Dead picked up the 420 code word, they took it worldwide, and the next thing you know, misfits everywhere, and Snoop Dogg, got their new favorite holiday. So I've been accused of stealing content. This isn't even the first time, but it's getting annoying. I'm tagged every day saying I'm a thief, like I stole information from someone else, when usually I don't even know the person. I spend hours upon hours on every single video, and I think that's duly apparent. I try to make my videos very good quality, and that entails coming up with the information from my own sources, not stealing content, making something unique, not something that's already been done. Tilla Gamer accused me of stealing her content. She posted this video. Apparently, I stole her video ideas, but she posted about Silk Road after me, so that means she stole that from me, right? There's room for more than one person in a given niche. How about you stop stealing info from sources and not sourcing where you got that information? How about not making cheap content and talking in front of a picture? Should probably focus on improving yourself before coming for someone who's never even heard of you before. Psychopath test. Psychopathy is traditionally a personality disorder characterized by its persistent antisocial behavior, impaired empathy, and remorse, and bold, disinhibited, and egotistical traits. It is sometimes considered synonymous with sociopath. And today I'll be finding out, am I a psychopath? On my channel I take the test, the dark core test. Check it out. Top 5 TikTokers who should probably be verified. Number 5, Elias2K19. He's literally got blue checkmark in his bio. His vibe checks were impeccable, and he had everyone commenting, "You got a fresh credit, didn't you?" for like a month. Verify it. Number 4, Snarky Marky. He's a better Karen than most real Karens. Everyone knows him. He even has a remix song about him. Hook him up. Number 3, Brooke Monk. While I don't really know much about her, she's one of the biggest accounts without being verified. She absolutely needs one at this point. Number 2, Julia the kinda funny person. Makes good content, has everyone watching, and plus this.
If I don't get verified, I might just cry.
Hand her the check. Number 1. Me. Verify me. Number 1 reason. I be out here. In the discussion. But really, who be out here? Me. Hand over the checkmark TikTok and nobody gets hurt. The internet's first. The internet has a lot of history now. So let's see some. Widely accepted as the internet's first meme. Dancing baby. So yeah, memes have always been kinda weird. Now the internet's first picture. Dubbed the Horrible Surin Girls. They were a woman's parody group and cemented themselves in history. But in 1992, the IT team, to make the uploading pictures possible, used a picture from one of their performances backstage as a test run. Now, the first IG post. The CEO and founder of Instagram used a picture of his girlfriend's dog. This is the first picture ever posted on IG. Adorable. But somehow, nobody knows where the dog went, and no one even knows his name. I don't understand that mystery, but that's the facts. Top 3 freak shows. In the weird world of the past, freak shows were a big part of the circus. Most stories sad or painful, but what they have in common are their biological oddities. Number 3, the bearded woman. Born in Virginia in 1865, apparently she was born with the beard. Before she hit the age of 1, her parents sold her dignity to P.T. Barnum's exhibit in New York City. She passed away at the young age of 37 from tuberculosis, ever only living the freak show life. Number 2, Siamese twins. Chang and Ang Bunker were born attached with each their own body. After touring with terrible lives, they ended up wealthy and bought land and slaves and lived off them until their passing. Number 1, Bigfoot. Franny Mills suffered from Milroy disease, causing her legs and feet to swell immensely. She ended up passing at the age of 39, in a lot of pain and alone, as many of the freak shows did. Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Top 3 unexpected moments. Number 3. What would be the last thing you expected while walking on a path? Well, this woman decided to stop and do some yoga, not noticing the rushing water underneath her. At a moment's notice, she falls. She goes tumbling down the river, never to be seen again. Number 2. While skateboarding with some bros, a couple of dudes found this gnarly hill. While skating down the gnarly hill, an unexpected turn happens. After some death wobbles, dude 1 crashes into a sign. Who expects a sign? Number 1. A school of good kids gets together, out to help out the community. They break down this old stinky dusty wall. When the unexpected happens, the wall falls, crushing 386 people, never to be seen again. Top 5 TikTokers who should probably be verified, part 2. Number 5, memes. The biggest account on TikTok without a verification goes to this guy. I don't care who it is, at 10 million, you should be auto-verified. Number 4, Josh VFX, the nastiest man on After Effects. He's produced so many viral videos, each probably taking hours upon hours to make. Come on, slap him a check. Number 3, Rapid Songs. Pretty much a new version of Flighthouse. Lots of people adore them. They cause absolutely no controversy. I don't really see why they don't already have one. Number 2, Fairhope Herps. That's the one girl with the little Wells Fargo thing. I really thought she was already verified. Yeah, do her TikTok. Number 1, and most deserving, Dark Slurp. The biggest account with original content and no check. If anyone deserves one, it goes to this guy. Honestly, if he can't get one, who the heck can? TikTok? Do it. Top 3 eerie photos most people have never seen. Number 3. This is the only known photo of one of Jack the Ripper's victims, taken while still alive. Here is Annie Chapman and her husband John. Photo was from 1869, around the time of their marriage. Annie became the legendary killer's victim 19 years later. Number 2. Here is a surveillance image from a car wash, showing an 11-year-old Carly Brucia, who was walking home from a friend's house. At this moment, Joseph Smith simply just grabbed her by the arm and led her away. 4 days later, Carly's body was found in a church parking lot, dead. Smith was later sentenced to death for her murder. Number 1. Astrid, Agnes, and Alfred, and their sister Alma, who's taken this photo, were at their hotel in Sri Lanka in April 2019. 3 days later, Alma, Agnes, and Alfred, and over 250 other people were killed in the Easter Sunday bombings. Astrid somehow survived.